All right, folks, good afternoon. Once again, this is the Marketplace Show Reset, segment number 3. And this is the segment we focus on technology and e-commerce. We dubbed this segment Tech Talk. And we have a lot to cover on this program. On today's segment, we have some good announcements that we're going to be talking about. We're going to share some good news with you. And my colleague, Michael Gerard, is joining me on the program today. Michael, I'm not sure. I don't see you. You look frozen. Yeah, he's frozen. Let's see here. Hopefully Michael can get unfrozen. I can bring him up. But coming up on the program, we're going to talk about why we believe at this juncture. Earlier, you heard me talk about why new businesses were created over a year span from about May 2020, June 2020, where the pandemic has actually been good for new businesses. But in particular, when we talk about the U.S. Virgin Islands, the Caribbean, and the region. Now, clearly, the Virgin Islands, U.S. Virgin Islands being part of the United States has the benefits of the fact that because we're part of the United States, we get to be able to tap into the U.S. economy, the various resources that are available throughout the country that the other states and territories are able to tap into. And so what we're going to do today, we're going to look at, hold on a second. My colleague is telling me he got kicked off. Let's see here, call back. All right. So what we're going to do today, we're going to take a look as to why we are now at a position to really take advantage of the fact why we are ready to position not only the U.S. Virgin Islands, but we're also prepared to position the rest of the region going forward. And so we're going to present a short video that talks about why this opportunity is here, and either we see that window of opportunity because we have to seize that window of opportunity, and if we don't do that, shame on us. We've had for 25 years, just about 25 years, St. Croix, Frederiksted St. Croix has had the unique advantage of having the second largest fiber optic network in the world, second to New York. St. Croix, U.S. Virgin Islands, an island the size of Manhattan, 82 square miles, had the second largest fiber optic network in the world, second to New York. And so, which is a powerful argument, because clearly, what do you do with that type of infrastructure? We have not done anything with that infrastructure. And so therefore, we've been stakeholders within the Virgin Islands, like the University of the Virgin Islands and the research technology part, like other policy and lawmakers have been working to change that dynamic in terms of how we're positioned. And so, Michael, I see you're back with us, and so good to see. How you doing? How you doing today, my friend?
I'm doing well, man. How about you?
Good, man. I'm really excited. I'm really excited because it's, we have been really a long time, really pushing the envelope, forging ahead to try to make the case as to why, no pun intended, make the case, the Caribbean American single economy, that we have an opportunity here. And today we're gonna present what we believe some of the resources and tools that we have to really make that case on the program. So how you been, man?
I've been well, just going through the notions and motions of COVID, and how it's affecting our business. I'm actually very happy to hear what you have, what we're going to talk about today, just because I really think it's relevant to the VI. I really think it's relevant to the Caribbean, and I think it's a great opportunity for us to engage, to learn from this, and to find opportunities within it.
Absolutely. Good news. We're now broadcasting live on LinkedIn. It took over a year and multiple requests. So we're now. Thank you, LinkedIn. LinkedIn is you just approved this last week, so we're able to watch this program live on LinkedIn.
Great, that's good news.
So this is the kind of example why I'm saying I'm excited, because what has happened? Okay, we're now the Bloomberg affiliate in the Caribbean, right? WSDX is now the Bloomberg affiliate, bringing 24/7, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. We bring you all of the latest breaking, developing news as far as it has to do with the markets, the economy, business. We bring you all the latest news, okay? And so, and just so people know that on AM 970 WSDX from Monday to Friday, 12 a.m. to 8 a.m. Is we do Bloomberg Europe, Bloomberg Asia in that time slot. At 8 a.m., then folks are able to then transition over to the WSDX Bloomberg and pick it up from there, where we're broadcasting, obviously streaming 24/7. Okay. And so folks are excited. The feedback has been great from people, really excited. Everybody said, I was pleasantly surprised, to be honest with you, Michael, because you really don't know how many people, really tune into the financial markets. But I was pleasantly surprised how people saying, I love Bloomberg. That's what I listen to. And people are really, they're encouraged by that. And so now we have our part, and we're bringing that kind of reporting and news to the region. Now, the difference is when you tune into us, WSDX Bloomberg, we bring you specifically on a weekly basis, on a daily basis, very centric news as it relates to the Caribbean and the Latin America. So it's not just you're not just tuning in and you're getting really this broad net of global news.
You're getting things that are more relevant.
Exactly, right? Asia. Europe, Africa, et cetera, because here's the deal. If I asked you this question, you should be able to answer this because you're in the space. When they talk about technology hubs, and they talk about the best place for technology startups, where technology companies are looking to set up their business, we hear about Europe, right? We hear about Europe. We hear about Asia, right?
Yep.
We're even hearing about Africa, right? But when I ask you, are you hearing any conversation outside of the United States and Canada, within the Caribbean and Latin America, when you think of where companies really want to go, are they thinking the Virgin Islands? No. No, just say, no. Okay, let's be honest. Okay,
no, unfortunately,
are they thinking about any of the other Caribbean islands? I'm not saying they're not in any of these places. Obviously, we do have companies in the U.S. Virgin Islands that are here. We have companies throughout the Caribbean, but I am really saying when people talk about the next Silicon Valley, because Silicon Valley is having its own set of problems, are they thinking about this region? Are they thinking about the Caribbean? Are they thinking about Latin America?
Well, I can tell you what they think about. They think about beaches and tropical coconuts.
And so one of the video we'll play will confirm that, because obviously when you talk about our aspiration to become a viable tech hub, right? We have a lot of work to do. Okay, exactly. A lot of heavy lifting, and we need to make that investment. And right now we are making investment. We are seeing the work of the RT Park. We're seeing what they're doing in terms of trying to build the infrastructure, trying to create the environment. They're doing incredible work. I think now they just got approval for funding of $5 million to make available for local for businesses to U.S. Virgin Islands businesses to register and set up shop in the Virgin Islands, and they get the assistance for some sort of bridge financing as well. I know if you're familiar with that.
Yeah, I am. I heard about it through Sydney.
Fantastic. And so I'm looking forward to having them on the program and talking about that. Okay. And so the thing is, now that Silicon Valley is having its challenges, companies are making exodus from Silicon Valley. And by and large, it has to do with the fact that the cost of doing business in Silicon Valley and the cost of living in Silicon Valley is exponentially just too high. Okay.
Yeah.
And so new startups are looking for alternative to that. What do you say?
No, I agree. You know, I've met several of them actually. They're considering the Virgin Islands already. They've heard about us through the influencers that, you know, the pandemic has brought us. But yeah, for the most part, you know, you hear about their salaries, about, you know, their employees, and, you know, you hear about these six figures. And when you hear why, how much they're paying in rent and so on, then it's justified, you know? So definitely, I do think that there's an opportunity for us to kind of slip in.
And we started this journey in terms of building bridges, right? In terms of collaboration and exchange, where over 4 or 5 years ago, we started taking delegation over to Taiwan, because Taiwan is part of that Southeast Asian region, where everybody in that region they're now vying to be the next Silicon Valley, right? Yeah. Places like Singapore, Malaysia, right? Are all vying. You know, South Korea, they're all saying that they're going to be the next Silicon Valley. Now, there are other U.S. cities, or U.S. states and cities that are also looking to dethrone Silicon Valley in California. And so places like Texas and New York are really pushing hard, and Miami Austin, as well.
And Dallas, exactly. Houston. Yeah.
What
Florida,
can you tell us?
Miami has been a hotspot lately, actually. There's a lot of old money.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so historically, Miami has always been seen as a party city, but throughout the years, it has grown. There's a lot of old money there, and what does, you know, startups need? They need funding. So, you know, it's really about following the money. The cost of living there is actually not that expensive, so it's a pretty good place to consider if you want to, you know, move to start into the business world. It's still close enough to the hubs. Miami itself, the airport there is a hub, so flights out of there are pretty easy to find, you know, good prices. DC, Washington, DC has been working for the last about, I would say, 5 years pretty strongly on attracting that sector. But what I think is going to actually happen is that you're going to have different styles of startups grow across the different US cities. I think that's what's going to happen. I think people are going to start to see that, you know, we don't need to have the California vibe to have a startup. You can create it from anywhere.
Yeah, someone on Facebook is saying, yeah, exactly, international real estate. What do you think they mean by that? Are they saying that international real estate is going to play a big role in that? I mean, well, it's kind of vague. It doesn't really say. It just says international real estate.
Yeah, I think that's how I interpret it. I don't see it any other way, unless she's specifically referring to, you know, co-working spaces. I know that's been seen as this quasi-tech thing where they, you know, real estate is important to that market. But besides that, I don't see it any other way.
Yeah, absolutely. And so going back as far as 2000, so I said, okay, and sort of kind of putting things in perspective, Global Crossing, which is no longer around, made a huge investment to build one of the first submerged cable to come out of Frederiksted St. Croix to be part of the three major rings: Brookhaven, New York, Hollywood, Florida, and Frederiksted St. Croix. Those three major rings control the bulk of the internet traffic up and down the eastern corridor going into the Caribbean, and St. Croix is responsible for providing that submerged cable, fiber optic network cable around the entire continent of South America. Can you imagine that?
Yeah.
South America has almost 700 million people, 700 million. And it is one of the largest continents on the planet. And an island called St. Croix, that's 82 square miles, is responsible for providing the high-speed fiber optic network to South America.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've had that for years. We've had that just about 25 years, and so we didn't, at the early stage of it, we didn't really take advantage of it, because I think the RT Park might be maybe 15 years old, or maybe 18 years old, and so by the time the legislation came around, they built the RT Park. It was created as a result of that. In 2006, the Congress, Treasury, IRS gave us the authorization to provide the right incentive to attract companies, technology companies specifically. While we have the Economic Development Authority for general industries and considered job creator economic development arm, the RT Park is more, their mandate, their charter is to target the technology space, knowledge-based industry, right? And so they've been working hard to do that, right? And so we commend Peter Chapman and his senior staff over at the RT Park and for the work, because since Peter came on board, he's really been championing and really pushing hard to make that happen. So, but the rest of the region is also looking to compete to transform their country, their community, to be that next tech hub in the Caribbean, Latin American region. Okay.
Oh yeah.
So
it's getting stiff.
So we have the second largest fiber optic network in the world in the Virgin Islands. That's number one. We have incentives that we can give to U.S. companies to come and domicile in a U.S. territory that the other Caribbean islands and Latin American jurisdiction can't do. Okay, that's number two. And we now have an opportunity to look at how do we build bridges based on what I'm going to play very shortly, where it clearly says, if not now, it's never. Okay. And so we started the process of building relationships across the spectrum. Okay. So we have a relationship. We built a relationship with Taiwan. We now have, based on the work that SETI's doing, we now have our strategic partnerships in Singapore, in Japan, okay, in Beijing, okay, and I think I'm forgetting one other place. And so when it comes to the fintech space, when it comes to financial technology, we now have built a bridge. Okay, we now have the opportunity to work across border, where we now have our partners in Singapore, Taiwan, Singapore, Japan, and Beijing. There might be another one, but it slips me right now. Okay, so specifically, we have now the capability of being able to help build the infrastructure to now be able to transform how currency, digital currency, and transaction are going to be facilitated. So that has been put in place. Okay, so that's the other nugget to this. We also now have over 3,500 locations around the world. So for anyone is looking to work remotely, whether it's in the United States, work within the Caribbean, Latin American region, work within Europe or Asia, Africa, we now have the infrastructure where we now, anyone that is looking they're looking for workspace and they're looking to work remotely, we now have 3,500 locations around the world in 110 countries.
And just to clarify, is that co-working spaces, office spaces? Is that for businesses? Is that for employees?
All of the above. All of the above. Exactly. All of the above. We now have the capacity to do co-working, like you said, co-working spaces, offices, conferences, lounge. We now have we have the whole shebang, and so clearly we now have the ability when people are now looking to work, because obviously we see things are changing now, right? People are now looking to work remotely. They're not necessarily looking to go back to the office, or they understand that they need to create a virtual environment. We now provide that environment. We provide that platform and that capability as well. And so, and shortly I'll bring that up and show you what that is. But most important, we had back when in 2006, the original idea was to dub the Virgin Islands, St. Croix, as Silicon Island, as if you will, a spin-off from Silicon Valley. Okay.
Okay.
But the problem with that was other jurisdiction were calling themselves Silicon Island. So who's the real Silicon Island, right? We're calling ourselves Silicon Island. Somebody else is calling themselves Silicon Island. Who's the real Silicon Island? So it stayed that way for a while. And so, as you know, recently SETI, under the Caribbean America Single Economy Initiative, as it relates to technology, we've now expanded our branding, and that branding is now called Acapello. And Acapello is a derivative from the name archipelago. And we, the Caribbean and Latin America, we're in that archipelago, chain of islands in the Americas, North America, Latin America, and the Caribbean. There are chains of islands, and it's called the archipelago. Right. Interestingly enough, out in Southeast Asia, my friend, places like Malaysia and all the other Southeast Asian countries, they themselves are in an archipelago. So the idea is, from a branding perspective, how do you create synergy? How do you create synergy and brand identity to create cooperation and collaboration between ourselves, not only with others in the region, but we do the same thing with our counterparts in Asia as well. Okay, and so clearly, we're not looking to say, well, we are the tech hub of the region. We're saying, how could we now work together collectively, where everybody brings something unique to the table, to then brand this region. So when you say, what opportunities that exist as a tech hub in this region, it's now collectively known as Acapello. You follow me so far? I'll stop there and ask me any question.
No, that's beautiful. No, I mean, so does the branding come with anything that's different to how you guys maybe engage with people or communicate, or things that encompasses it? Obviously, the name is a bit more broader, but it's also more specific in a weird way. So what does that mean?
Right. We do.
Yeah.
That being the 35, we now have locations around the world, so we're able to build bridges between startups who are looking for co-working location, who are looking for workspace. We now, the Acapello and our network, can now provide the infrastructure and the network to be able to work collaboration because of what we bring to the table.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then we also have the ability to create, now that we know it's not a question of if, or it's a question of when, that we're going to see the transformation of currency. Digital currency is the future. Make no mistake about it. Obviously, you know about that because you're in the fintech space. Okay. Yeah. And so how do we transform the region's economy? It's going to be through digital currency. Right. We now have the capability it's going to be now in the Acapello we're talking about. We now have the capability of doing the construct of that digital currency platform in terms of building that out, okay, between us and Southeast Asia. Okay, so we talk about infrastructure in work environment, workspace, and the ability to transact the movement of money through a digital currency platform. Beautiful. I don't know if that answers your questions.
No, it does. So question on that: how is that different from what the US is working on with their US digital currency? Is that different from what China is working on with their digital currency as well?
It's not.
Or is it just
no. It's the only difference would be is obviously we're not necessarily looking to create we provide the technology to build this infrastructure. We're not necessarily the operator of the infrastructure. We are building the infrastructure. We can operate it, but we're designing it, we're building it, and we can operate it. So we work with a client, let's say Core Finance. Let's say Core Finance wants to build its own platform. We can give you the capability. We have the ability to build out that infrastructure where you can create that infrastructure to be able to, for you to attract your customers to facilitate that process.
Oh, beautiful. So, how does that relate? And is that different from crypto? I know that's different from cryptocurrencies.
It's all of the above. It's crypto.
All of the above, right?
It's NFTs. It's wallets. It's all of the above.
That's beautiful, man. I think there's an opportunity for many businesses here, just on that.
Absolutely. And so what I'm going to bring up, what I'm going to share with you right now is how do we create a digital environment where we're no longer just brick and mortar. We're no longer restricted where, for example, right, Virgin Islanders that are living in the Virgin Islands can now work for other companies remotely without physically having to be in the same location.
Right.
That's the reality. Virgin Islands don't have to worry. We can now make the investment to be able to educate and train Virgin Islanders to have the necessary skill set so they can become attractive and have the necessary skill set to work for companies remotely around the world. And so where before you were trying to attract these companies to come here, we can now create a virtual environment that provides the human capital, it provides the capital, and it provides the technological infrastructure, both hardware and software, to facilitate that process.
That's beautiful, man. Now we can approach it from multiple points. So not only can we attract them based on, what RT Park offers them and, EDA as well, but also, now we can build, like you said, we can build our workforce here. We can educate them. We can train them. They can be credited in different skills.
To work remotely. Exactly.
We work remotely. And we can export our knowledge. So now we don't have the constraint of saying, well, we can't invest into our universities to promote certain skills because they're not relevant within our geographical area. Right. Because that's no longer a constraint.
Perfect example. There are Virgin Islanders who have left the Virgin Islands many years ago, went to school, start their lives, set up their family, and they're living on the U.S. mainland. A lot of them would love to come back home. A lot of them would love the opportunity to be able to have some connection economically to the Virgin Islands. This will afford them that. This will afford them that opportunity to allow Virgin Islanders in the U.S. Virgin Islands and Virgin Islanders abroad to be able to benefit from this new ecosystem that we're creating, where we get to be part of a new, if you will, designated hub called the Archipelago, which puts part of the archipelago in terms of a technology hub.
Yeah, I agree. I get this question asked all the time. What does that look like in terms of taxes? I'm Michael, I'm working here. I'm located in St. Thomas. I'm sitting here and I want to work for Google, for example. What does my taxes breakdown look like? Where am I filing? Am I filing it here? Am I filing it wherever that, headquarters of Google is located? What would that look like from your perspective?
I'm no tax attorney. Let me say disclaimer: I'm not a tax expert, but it's as simple as that. I'm going to use the analogy of primary residence, secondary resident, and investment resident. You're going to always be known based on your taxation, based on your primary residence. Where's your primary base? All right. Now, states are going to have to work out how they do reciprocal, arrangements where other members from their state and from us are working remotely. The tax attorneys are going to have to figure that out. But at the end of the day, the taxation is always going to be based on where's your primary residence.
Right.
Okay. Now, let me bring up on the screen. Let me bring up here on the screen that digital platform. So this digital platform that we have here, Michael, this is this platform is called 2.0, the Marketplace 2.0. Why? Because the original version of this platform you as a client, if I came to you today and say, if you subscribe to the marketplace, I could guarantee you in 48 hours that I could have you on page 1, 2, or 3 on a major search engine. Literally. I could guarantee you that if someone type in a key hashtag word, that your business will come up on either page number 1, 2, or 3 on the major search engines. And so obviously the big players realized the threat of the technology that we were using, and they changed the algorithm. And so therefore we had to revamp, and this is what you're looking at is the 2.0 version of the marketplace. This marketplace has 65,000 subscribed businesses as of today, and from around the world, and the majority of these businesses are in the United States. So this platform itself becomes the platform when we talk about how do we take a brick and mortar economy or marketplace, we create a global marketplace where when you look at it, you see basically we offer everything from obviously memberships, shopping experience, jobs, entertainment, classified, properties, travel. Also, most important, when you come to us and you want to know what's happening around the world, literally from every corner of the world, when you come to the marketplace, you will get that in one location, Michael. You'll get the latest global news from every country around the world on this platform.
Wow.
And so between the fact that we now have this ability to now take Virgin Islands business or businesses from the Caribbean, because it's not just about the Virgin Islands, because we're creating what we call the archipelago. The archipelago now is now representative and is now inclusive of the region. And so businesses that are domiciled in whatever location we will now have the opportunity to now give these folks a chance to register in the marketplace and have this serve as an annex to their business. Okay. Then second, we have this thing called let me see if I can share this here. I don't know if I'll be able to switch over, but I'm going to click on one of the menu buttons. I'll go on properties. When you go to properties, so folks, when you want to learn more about this, go to www.themarketplace.global. Again, what I'm talking to you about today, everything I'm talking to you about, you will find available on the marketplace. So go to www.themarketplace.global. When you get there, you can either click on classified or properties, and you see the drop-down window, and it says real estate marketplace. So we are this week, just literally, Michael, as of today, we are just now rolling out the beta platform for a global real estate marketplace. Okay, like the marketplace, we now have for folks that are looking to buy, rent, or sell their homes. We've now created a global real estate marketplace. So no matter where you are in the United States, no matter where you are in any country, that you're going to be able to come here, register register and list your home in this real estate marketplace. Any questions?
No, I mean that's amazing. So I'm guessing anyone can, if I wanted to buy a home in Taiwan, for example, which I did fell in love with Taiwan when I was there. So you're saying I can just go on to your page and I can purchase a home from here.
Right. So basically, right. So the site is new, right? But to answer your question, yes. Any homeowner, anyone that has real homes, whether they're buying or selling or they're renting, they'll be able to register anyone around the world and list their property on this global marketplace. And yes, to answer your question, yes, if you want to buy property in Taiwan, you'll be able, and their homes register in Taiwan, you'll be able to do that as well.
Beautiful.
Okay, and this is what it looks like. Just real quickly, let me just enlarge it so people can see it.
And this is different from the co-working space you spoke about earlier.
Yeah,
or is
right.
it
The co-working space is for businesses, right? Freelancer, startups, entrepreneur, et cetera, et cetera. What we're talking about right now, which is the marketplace. I just mentioned the marketplace. The marketplace, the 65,000 registered businesses on the marketplace are for businesses, and anyone looking for co-working space, looking to work remotely, is part of the marketplace. What we're talking about right now is the extension of the global marketplace. This specifically focuses on real estate, homes for purchase, homes to sell, or homes to rent. And so what you're looking at when you go there now, it's in beta mode, beta test for demonstration purposes. So you'll see sampling of what's there to see the functionality of the platform.
Okay.
And so when you go there, if you want to learn more directly about it, you go to www.realestatemarketplace.global. www.realestatemarketplace.global. And so those are the two platforms. So we now have the opportunity to be able to now not only address businesses and workers, but we now also have the ability to create a market for people that need a place to buy, to sell, or to rent. Okay. And so whether you're living anywhere in the Caribbean, South America, North America, Africa, Asia, Europe, it doesn't matter where you live, you'll be able to come to this global marketplace and register and list your property and see and allow people to see what's available on this marketplace.
Yeah. And I wanted to kind of circle back to something we were talking about earlier, which was, we mentioned that, we have one of the second largest internet connections or hubs, I don't know if I'm using the right words, in the VI, within the world, right? What does that mean for an individual, small business owner, whether I want to be a startup or I want to be a tech company, but definitely it affects, internet and access to internet affects me in some way. Is there something or some way that we could be thinking about using that to our advantage?
Yes, it's called the last mile. Global Crossing, the fiber optic landing station is the middle mile, right? And I'm sorry, VINGN and some of the other companies, telecoms, are the middle mile. The problem we've not done a good job of building out the last mile, right? So VINGN and all the other telecoms, internet service providers are considered the middle mile. So now Broadband VI just won, and the Federal Communication Commission just awarded Broadband VI an $85 million contract to now build out the infrastructure for the last mile. So everybody in the Virgin Islands, both resident and small businesses, will now have the benefit of having the access to the type of internet that's required to set up these businesses.
Beautiful. So I'm guessing that means that, I should have comparable internet speeds to somewhere like New York or California or any major city in the US, because we just have that tunnel that goes through the VI.
That's correct. Yes, that's an affirmative. That's correct. That's what's happening. The $85 million that Broadband VI won in their grant bid, the Federal Communication Commission awarded them $85 million to invest in building the infrastructure for the last mile for high-speed internet connectivity that will be comparable to the major cities in the mainland.
Beautiful. Wow.
Okay. So all of the pieces and the building blocks are in place. And so today, the whole idea was to be able to tell people that when you hear the reference of Acapello, it means to now brand in the region, which is created out of the U.S. Virgin Islands to work with our partners in the region and globally to create a new branding for a tech ecosystem called the Acapello. Okay. And then and also talk about how do we create that digital transformative environment for businesses to be. You don't have to be in the technology space. The marketplace is for everybody. I don't care what business you're in. if you want to be able to get the word out, you have a commodity, you have a product to offer. This is what the marketplace is about. And so if you're a mom and pop or whatever you are, this is a marketplace where you go and you see it's for you. So I invite you, listen, as you're watching on TV and you listen here, go to www.themarketplace.global. That's if you are a business owner, entrepreneur, and you want to now be part of this new, exciting global marketplace, you go to www.themarketplace.global. Now, for homeowners, if you're looking to buy, sell, or rent your property, you can go now today to www.realestatemarketplace.global. Again, that's www.realestatemarketplace.global, and you can sign up your property for free. You can register for free. If you choose, if you want to upgrade to another package, you can do that. But anyone can register for both the business marketplace and the real estate marketplace. You can sign up for free or register for free.
So let's get more tangible, Tony, if you don't mind. So let's say I have Johnny Cakes, right? I sell Johnny Cakes and I want to expand that across the Caribbean. Are you telling us, the businesses out here that, hey, we can come to the marketplace and we can work together with you guys to find a way to expand throughout the Caribbean?
Yeah, exactly. To connect with potential markets and consumers that are interested in your product. Okay.
Beautiful.
We have the ability to digitize your business and to digitize your product. Where no matter where you are online, whether you're on an e-commerce site, your social media, your own website, we have the ability to give you the ability to transact, to sell your Johnny Cake with anybody on online.
Beautiful. So
whether you have a
would you
website
guys
or not,
also
this is what the
assist
marketplace
with the
is.
shipping of the Johnny Cakes as well?
Yes, it's the whole caboodle, the app from A to Z. We create the transactional environment. We also help you navigate the shipping as well.
Oh, that's beautiful, man. Wow. That's
Okay.
great.
We're out of time, my friend. We're out of time. I didn't get to play that. I didn't get to play that video. So we'll be able to, maybe next time we'll play it. But it really just galvanized and really validate why this is the opportunity. And so while we have the University of the Virgin Islands, RT Park, from a semi-quasi government agency doing their part, academia doing their part, we now have obviously we've had for the past 25 years the fiber optic network, second largest to the world. Yeah. We've had that. Broadband VI just won an $85 million contract from the FCC to build out the last mile infrastructure. We now have the opportunity to now position and create a virtual marketplace where anybody can go and register for free today. If you're a business or if you're a property owner and you want to do an Airbnb type thing, you want to make your property available for rent. You can, if your property is available for sale or purchase, you're able to go to the marketplace, both marketplace, to do that.
Beautiful. Thanks, man.
Right.
This was very educational and very helpful. I'll definitely be sending some folks your way.
Fantastic, man. All right, folks, that's it. That's it for me. It is that time of the hour. And let me say, Michael, thank you so much for your contribution. Again, we as of today, we're broadcasting live on LinkedIn. So but let me just recap real quickly before I close out so people know. Okay, so now we've created WSDX Bloomberg. We've now launched that. So people are now going to tune into the Virgin Islands in the region for all things Caribbean business, economy, markets, business news, as well as global news, WSDX Bloomberg. We're now broadcasting, streaming live on LinkedIn. We now have, if you are looking for workspace or looking to work remotely, we now have a network of 3,500 locations around the world that we can help you. We also just from a partnership with our partners in Singapore. Obviously, there's Taiwan, there's Singapore, Japan, and Beijing as well. And then, of course, like I said, we just launched the global real estate marketplace as well. So those are the recap as to we're on our way, and we believe that we can now make the case for why we are considered I believe Shivani said, register the marketplace. Very helpful. Thank you so much, gentlemen. Thank you, Shivani, for that response. Okay, folks, it's a resource. It is there for you. It costs you nothing to register. It's free to register. Obviously, if you want to upgrade, you can upgrade, but it doesn't cost you anything to register on the marketplace for businesses at www.themarketplace.global, or for homes to buy, sell, or rent, go to www.realestatemarketplace.global. Thank you, my friend. Until we talk next week, my friend. We'll talk soon. All right.
Yep.
Appreciate it, man. All right.
Peace. Yep.